Sup? How you doing? I know I've been away for quite a bit here. Real life things really do stuff like that. Like my schedule got jacked up because I decided to get a career job, and my life got a little bit more jacked up because I decided to go back to school. Yeah, my life is pretty jacked up. But nonetheless, I am back on YouTube, and I'm going to try to make videos like these and other types of videos. Of course, it's going to be about Final Fantasy. I'm playing 11 now. I'm back at 11, you get to see my origins, and I'm streaming that almost every other day. Mostly streaming 14, of course, but hey, you can come by and say hello to good old Sankweaver as he streams his way into trying to figure out how to play 11 all over again. I want to talk to you about a certain thing that just happened. Also, yes, I got a new mic. It looks weird because it's very glowy and I wasn't expecting it to actually do that all the time, and I'm still trying to find the button to turn it off. So, 14, Final Fantasy 14. Did you guys know that it's coming out on mobile? Now, for those of you who are fans of mobile games, and we'll get a little further in that, just know that I'm not trying to attack anybody or anyone or saying that free-to-play games are the worst things in the world. All I'm going to say is that I don't like them, and they're bad for me, quite seriously. Free-to-play games are something that is akin to just being a common thing nowadays in gaming culture because people just love free games. And for me, I'm looking at this from experience, and I am certainly worried to hear that Final Fantasy 14 is going to be on mobile. A little bit of detail on that. Yoshi P said that there is not going to be any kind of gacha mechanic in there, but there will be some sort of monetization only because, yes, 14 Mobile is going to be free to play. And I do not know how the community really feels about this, but for someone like me, after hearing that it's going to be free to play and that there's going to be some sort of monetization in it, I got a little worried because it's just, I have history. I was positive at first because a lot more people were going to be playing the game. I knew that this was for people who are trying to get to work, especially people in China who, they're kind of obsessed with mobile games, honestly. They don't have healthy habits over there. In South Korea, just as well. And I think this is mostly, honestly, this is for Japanese people who, well, I mean, they don't spend a lot of time in their homes. They do commute a lot when they go to work, and they spend a lot of time out from their house to live and make money. So mobile devices and mobile games have been a very big thing over in Japan. So, I'm kind of surprised they didn't do this before. And you know what? I'm not going to try and judge those people. I do want to say that I'm not positive in the free-to-play culture. I've had history when it comes to that. I mean, I started with Clash of Clans, right? And throughout this time, I'm hanging out with my buddies, my work buddies over in my old workplace. I used to work for Lowe's of all places, and man, they have the place I was in had a family dynamic in it, so I love all those people, and it was kind of a great place to work out during that time. But we had a Clash of clan. I think it's a clan, right? I mean, Clash of Clans. I was part of this clan, and there was like 23 people, and I definitely wasn't at the top, but I didn't have a lot of time playing it because I was playing other video games, right? I didn't want to spend all my time in Clash of Clan. Now, if I wasn't spending all my time, what else would I be spending in order to keep myself on top? Money. And I didn't just do it to keep myself right there with my other fellow clashers or clanners or whatever. Clanners doesn't, I'm not going to say that word again. I spent quite literally $13,000 in that game over the course of like 3 years. $13,000. That is a lot of money, and you may not think so, but $13,000 on a Lowe's wage? Yeah, it's a lot. I did not stop even after that. Even after I left the area, even though I left Lowe's, I left my friends over at that Lowe's and my workmates. I did not learn my lesson. Okay, so I played other free-to-play games. I thought that maybe I can control myself, or thinking that I would be able to control myself. I mean, I'm not stupid or anything. Guess that's debatable, actually. I played a bunch of free-to-play games, like Dissidia Opera Omnia, and a bunch of you guys out there probably used to play Dissidia and played it all the time. Well, you know, I played it too, and I had to stop. And the only reason why I totally quit in terms of free-to-play was because of Diablo Immortal, of all things. Yeah, I made an hour and 47-minute video or something to that nature when it came to Diablo Immortal and just free-to-play games as its nature. It was therapeutic for me, and I was able to just stop because I realized that free-to-play games are a waste of my time, because this is my opinion. It's my time that I'm wasting. It's my money that I'm wasting. Because you know what? Who knows when Diablo Immortal is just going to shut down and all that money you spent in that game, poof. This is how I felt with Dissidia, which I spent a little bit of money on, and they shut that server down. So everything that I've done in there, poof. And not just a money thing, but that's time I'm never getting back. That's time I could have used for so many other things. That's time that I could have used to learn how to draw, go outside, exercise more, get to know my friends better. You know, that's time that I could definitely use a more positive setting. But no, I decided to waste all that time in a freaking free-to-play game. Listen, I'm not attacking anybody who plays free-to-play games. You do you. You know, if you enjoy playing free-to-play games, don't think I'm actually attacking you and your group of people or your player base. Know that this is just an opinion that I am having, and it is my opinion. So it's just something that I myself personally went through in terms of my experience. I have a bad personality. I understood what it was. I went to therapy for it, and I quit free-to-play games. Don't need to spend time or money on it anymore. And now this game coming out for 14 and mobile, and it's free-to-play. A lot of people are curious. Like, you may not have, I'm not saying that you guys, I'm saying people out there probably do not have a PC or a laptop or a PlayStation 5, and they can't play 14, even though they've heard about it. They heard how great it was. It's been in the Game Awards, and you know, they heard about the community being great, and they think the fun should be fun. They think the fun should be fun. Oh my god, you know I'm tired because it's like 1 a.m. right now. I was positive about more people getting in it, but the more I learned about the game, obviously I just had to be skeptical about it. I don't know how the game is going to come out. I just don't know. And I'm scared that this monetization is probably going to ruin the image of 14 because of just like how bad the practice it may be. My opinion is that there isn't a free-to-play game that exists that doesn't have something predatory in it, or at the very least doesn't have a monetization that I can't really justify into. And there are, I think, a couple exceptions here. There's probably one that everybody loves, which is Warframe. I heard that people say that it's basically a free game with an absolutely fair and a just cosmetic kind of thing where it doesn't boost power and it's just like it's your choice to spend money in it. I don't know how that's working for them. I don't know how you're even making a profit from it, but you're basically saying, okay, so you don't have to pay anything to play Warframe, and it's like, yeah, and there's no pay to win function and all that. You don't get armor or get any weapons to win. It's just cosmetic. The same thing with Path of Exile. Path of Exile is a totally free game. Totally free. But I think the way that they honestly get you is with their inventory. So that's kind of predatory. I'm not going to lie. That is kind of predatory because when it comes to ARPGs, well, inventory is like problem, and we all know how much of a problem it can be in a game that drops a whole bunch of loot for you to pick up. So I don't really know much about Warframe. Maybe you guys do. And when it comes to Path of Exile, oh yeah, it has a predatory practice in it. It's the inventory. It's definitely inventory, even though people will try to defend it or say that it's not that bad or inventory is always optional. I can go throughout the entire game without spending money in the inventory. Well, maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's not for you to even decide to get the inventory. Maybe you don't need the inventory space or any of that, but plenty of other people do. And that's because there are a lot of hoarders in the world. Oh gosh, you have no idea how many hoarders there are out there. I'm a hoarder. Yeah, it's for people like me. But the problem that I see when it comes to other free-to-play games is that it's not like Path of Exile. It's not like Warframe. It's always going to be something else with the intended goal of wasting your time and money. You spend all your money to get a shortcut so that you don't waste time, or you waste a lot of time because you're not spending any money. And I mean, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or even an hour, you spent all that time playing a game, you're picking it up, you're logging on every single day. The person who paid don't need to log in until maybe like next week or something. I don't know, or even ever. But you, the person who's playing free to play, you have to log in. And whether or not you're spending 15, 30, an hour, whatever, you are spending your precious time in that thing. It's by choice, by the way. You're doing this by choice, but know what you're doing. Know what you're getting into. Know that you're pretty much spending your time to get the little menial rewards that, I mean, it's up to you how you use it. It's just so superficial, in my opinion. But again, I want to start a conversation. What do you guys think about all this? What do you think about Final Fantasy XIV being on mobile? And what do you think unless we have, do we know what monetization they're getting? Actually, that's a question. Do we know? And if you do, guys, please let me know in the comments. I do want to start a conversation, and I do want to see what other opinions are about all this. What's your opinion on free to play? Now, again, I have history, and it was bad history. So that's my opinion. I don't like free-to-play games. I do not engage in free-to-play games. And I certainly wouldn't want other people to suffer like I have and just waste time and money on something that you could be using on something else, like making this video and telling you guys that I stream pretty much every other day, and Final Fantasy XIV is on those streams. Oh, and I went back to 11. Please join my streams. So guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. I'm back.